Shalom, welcome to the Jewish View. My name is Rabbi Nachman Simon with the Chabad House of Delmar, together with my co-host Mark Ronich of Statewide News Service, jbiztechvalley.com, and as you can see here, columnist for the Jewish Press.
Right, I have a column in there called Albany Beat, and it talks about how government relates to the Jewish community or doesn't, as the case may be. So speaking of government, we have the longtime Rensselaer County Clerk, Frank Merola, with us. So
Frank,
welcome to the Jewish View.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's
Thank you.
really a pleasure. You've been in the county clerk for probably longer than anyone else, I think.
Well, I've been involved there for longer than everybody else. I've been there almost 28 years now,
Right.
11 years as a deputy, and going on almost 18 years as the clerk.
So what's the longevity? Who's the longest serving?
I think now at this point I could be the
You're the
longest.
longest
I
serving
think
county clerk.
I think
There
I
you
am. Yeah.
And you
yeah.
have no interest in retiring.
I really enjoy what I'm doing. I hope I'm doing a good job. I think the residents have made me feel that way. And I feel as though there's still some stuff I'd like to continue. And I still, like I say, I still enjoy doing it. It's a customer service job, and I think that's my forte.
You know, I just see county clerk sounds like a very plain job, but
does.
you know, I mean, just a clerk,
Yeah,
taking
no, yeah.
records. But sometimes you get a little controversial. I know that.
We do. Well, not every county clerk, because of the fact that not every county clerk has that other side. I say we do all land records, but in addition to that, some county clerks do pistol permits. Some county clerks have what I say is a little franchise. We do a DMV, and that's where some of that controversy would come into play.
What are the things that you got involved with? Can you say some of the
some of the things.
juicy things?
Just right off the bat, when I first started, George Pataki had just become governor, and at that time he made a decision to take all registration renewals away from the county clerks, and that was really a revenue stream for our county.
And they would go to the state?
They would go to the state. They went to a processing center, and the processing center would handle all of them. But if you actually came to the clerk's office, where they normally came, we get a percentage of that. We used to get 11.7% of it. And the governor at that time, Pataki, decided to take it all over and pass it all out to Utica. And so the clerks, we filed a lawsuit. And I think as a Republican, newly elected Republican, it was kind of tough. But I think I was one of the first clerks to sign on to the lawsuit because I thought I was doing what was right.
And you won?
We did not win that suit.
Really?
We didn't win that suit. No, it continues to be. We get a percentage, but normally if you lived in Rensselaer County, you got a renewal to renew your registration. The return address would be to my office. They've changed that. It
goes to Utica. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we never got that back.
Oh, okay.
We never got that. So we lost that lawsuit.
But you keep the
We fought.
revenue.
Oh yeah, we keep the revenue. We definitely keep the.
But means the jobs, what would
Job,
be
it
the
was
loss?
job.
Because then you would have
Because
a few
we lost
jobs.
that 12.7% that we actually turned back to the county to
So
offset
what do you
the
have
taxes.
now? What percentage do you get?
We get the 12.7%, but we were getting tons of mail before because it was every renewal that was out there that belonged to our county residents
Yeah.
come back to our office.
Right.
And once he cut that out, everything went to Utica.
Right, but
So
you're still getting the revenue stream with having to do work.
when they process it out there, we
Yeah.
don't get anything for it.
Oh, you said you still get the revenue stream.
If you brought it into my office, I'll get
Oh,
it. But
oh,
if you're mailing it in, it goes to Utica.
Oh, so you lost
I
it. So what
all-
was the amount that you lost? What
we
was
lost, I'd say, close to $1 million. Yes.
Wow.
And not only a small county.
Yeah, right,
One of the small
exactly.
counties. Yeah, it was huge money. So now we fight to inform our residents, look, if you've got a mail renewal, you got a registration that you need to do, come local, don't send it into Utica, come to our office, because that offsets your taxes. So the money that you give us,
Oh my gosh.
we get
So you're
12.7%.
competing.
We're competing, yeah. As crazy as it sounds, we actually want business. You know, I think if you talk to most DMVs, we want less people coming in. But county clerks across the state, they actually want the business.
Right.
They're looking to increase that revenue, and that's what we fight for every day.
Wow,
But-
that's incredible.
Yeah.
In Albany County, the county clerk's office runs a surplus, and they give money, about $1 million back to the county.
That's right.
How much do you earn?
Close to that. I hover right around that $1 million mark. I haven't broken that threshold, but right around there.
But you're a smaller county.
I am, but the difference is the Albany County Clerk doesn't control DMV. So he gets absolutely nothing for DMV. He
Right.
has no affiliation with it.
That's what next thing I was going to ask you is
Yeah.
that you have certain county clerks have a DMV component.
That's
I think
right.
Columbia County has it,
Yep.
right?
Yeah,
And you
Huntington,
have
sure.
it.
That's
But
right.
not every county
Not every
has
county.
a
The
DMV.
5 boroughs in New York City don't have it. There's a few of them. I think there's 42 county clerks that have DMV offices, and we are one of them. Yeah.
So does that help? Do you like that? I mean, because you got into a little thing with Spitzer about
Yeah,
the
well,
DMV. So.
I love the part of it because it's customer service, especially with DMV and on a daily basis. We're trying to help people work through the process. It's not always an easy process. I say it's difficult on both sides of the counter, whether you're a customer or whether you're a clerk, because the laws change every single day with DMV. But the thing with Spitzer was he wanted to change the law himself, and he wanted to allow people to get a license that were in this country illegally. And
Driver's license.
a driver's license or an identification card if they were in the country illegally, and I just thought that
And you
was...
had to fight that? I mean,
Yeah, myself
Your
and, the Clerks Association kind of stood up and voiced our opinion.
and that you did win, though.
We did win that one, yeah.
And you were on Lou Dobbs on CNN.
That's
for
right.
that, yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
that was
pretty special.
Well, it was. But I think it was just a case that I think what I was doing was right, and I think they agreed with me. I mean, if somebody's in here illegally, I mean, it's kind of tough to say that you're here illegally, but yet we're going to give you a privilege to drive. Those two just didn't seem to go hand in hand. And so we stood up and said we weren't going to do it.
That's a big issue nowadays also. I mean, obviously
Well, it could
that's a
come
very
back.
current event. I
Yeah,
mean,
it could come back to haunt us. As a matter of fact, I think when Hillary Clinton ran the last time, that was a question that came before, because that time Spitzer was looking to do it, and they brought the question up, well, what do you think about the idea of giving someone in this state, which she was state senator, the privilege to drive, but she danced around that the answer. So I couldn't tell you what her answer was, but I know she didn't. She didn't come out and answer it.
But again, it's interesting because again, you think county clerk, you're just an account, but you come in like to the hottest issues, really.
Well, it was.
One of the things is it's not in New York State. Mark, help me out. But that one county clerk didn't want to marry two. What are the homosexuals?
Right.
Was that it, and they threw her in jail?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I mean, so like that, it's
we don't do marriage certificates, which is good. So but
why the county clerks in New York State?
no, we do not. Only county clerks that have over 1 million population can do marriages.
Well, it's
Under 1
interesting.
million, you can't. You're not allowed to do marriages. So we don't do marriage certificates out of our office.
What is your population, Rensselaer?
About 170,000.
Well, that's not much.
Well,
Yeah.
and the city of Albany has like 95,000, so
I
it's
think
double.
they have 330,000
In the
For
county.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like
So you're
double
like half the
Albany.
size.
Yeah. About half the size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that a good thing or?
It's more hometown thing. If I think it works.
Do you get around the county to go to every town and see everyone and get to?
Well,
feel or-
the DMV is the issue where you can have the ability to do that because we have satellite offices where we go out. It's a reach out program where we go out to other like Hoosick Falls.
Outreach.
We have outreach. Yeah, I'm sorry, reach out. We have an outreach program where we go to Hoosick Falls,
Right.
East Greenbush, and Skodak. So we actually have offices there. We pay no rent. We go to the town halls, and that's where we set up shop. We go 1 day a week to each one of them.
And do you go to the county fair and the?
We do.
Scotticoke?
We're up there. We got a booth up there. Yeah, we try to keep our presence out there because, as I said, the more people that come into our office, the more money we make, the more we offset the tax base.
When was the last time you had an opponent?
The first time.
That was it?
That was it. Yeah, I haven't had anyone since
Right,
then.
because you're a Republican,
I'm a
as
Republican.
people see on the screen with that R. We've had Rensselaer officials on there. What is the makeup? Or is it real Republican or is it down?
I think
half and
it's,
half?
if it's anything, it's 50-50. I think, yeah, the city of Troy is more Democratic, but I mean, it's 50-50
But
as far
the
as
city
the
council
enrollment.
just went Republican, right?
They did.
Yeah.
They did, as a matter of fact. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they went
Even though-
Republican.
So it goes
Our-
back
our-
and forth a lot.
It does. Our the mayor's a Democrat and has been.
Quasi.
Yeah, yeah.
Kathy
yeah,
Jimino's
yeah.
brother, so-
That's right, yeah. But he's supported by the Democratic
Right.
Party.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He was
yeah,
a blank. He wasn't enrolled in that
That's right.
party,
Wasn't
I
enrolled in
think.
the party. But supported by the Democrats,
Right.
and he won that election. So,
Right.
But the council was normally, for
Democrat.
many years, was Democrat.
Now we got Carmela Mantello,
Carmela
as
Mantello.
the Common Council president.
That's
Or
right,
City
coming
Council
in.
president, yeah. coming
With
in.
5 other Republicans, which is huge. yeah.
Amazing.
It really is. It is.
It
But-
does go back and forth because you
It
say
does.
it's 50-50, so it just.
Yeah.
But
goes
most
back
of the
and forth.
towns are really Republican.
Yeah,
And
they-
what,
yeah,
Hoosick
w-
Falls Democrat? Or?
No, that would be
No.
Republican too. But I always think it goes back to we have elected a lot of great leaders, and as Kathy Gemino, if you know Kathy Gemino, I think she's a true
Well,
leader.
Joe
for our
Bruno.
county. Joe Bruno, another true leader for our county. Steve McLaughlin. We've been blessed to have a lot of good people within our county. So I don't know if it's because they're right on the right side of the aisle, is they're in our county. I just think they're good.
What is the financial makeup? I mean, I don't live in Rensselaer County. I mean, is it being revitalized? You're right on the river also.
Yeah, they try to revitalize the river part of it, but I think they're trying to, in Troy especially, they're trying to reach out a little bit more. The city has really started to come back, and someone that grew up only within blocks of the downtown area, it definitely is coming back, and you can see there's a renewed about bringing these businesses back. People are excited about opening businesses, and it feels good.
Let me ask you, politically, let me ask you something, because I don't know if it's exactly political, but would you ever endorse a Democrat? Or have you?
I have not. I'm trying to think. Did I?
I mean,
ever
if you
endorse?
if you saw a good person that happened
Yeah,
to be a Democrat, I mean,
Yeah, I think I could do it.
You could do it?
Yeah, definitely I could. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You've hit the
Depends.
D on the
I've
voting
done-
booth
on
a
the-
few times.
yeah. It's
Okay.
definitely, it's about who you're bringing forward, and if somebody really has good ideas, and I think they're going to do what's good for the city.
Okay.
I can understand that. I really can.
And in your home town of Winenskill,
Yeah, I live now in Lionsville. I lived there for the last 28 years.
solid Republican,
It is now.
Yeah.
Hasn't always been though. For quite a few years, it was mostly controlled by the Democrats.
huh? Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They didn't do well as far as the financial part of it, but I think that may have been the swing. That
Does
turned it
Rensselaer
around.
County go all the way to the Vermont border?
It does, up in Hoosick Falls.
From the Hudson River to all the way to the...
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, it's
all
a
the way
big
down to
area.
Sco- It is, it really
It's a very
is.
big area, even though we say the population's half of
It's
Albany
huge.
County.
It really is. It is a big area. It is.
Well, you have what Skodak is,
Skodak.
and we have the Nassau Synagogue
Yep.
in Rensselaer County, and there's the other synagogues in Troy,
Yep.
3 synagogues. So
Yep.
it's got somewhat of a Jewish population also.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
It was concentrated mostly downtown for years, though. Yeah.
When you were growing up in Little Italy, did you have a lot of interaction with the Jewish community? Was much bigger then.
Yeah.
I mean, how old are you now?
65.
65.
Yeah.
So, you have you were there in the heyday of when the Jewish community population was
That's right.
was growing. And
Yep.
any
Oh,
thoughts
yeah.
or any
Yeah.
connections, any stories?
Oh, yeah. I grew up right in that downtown area, so I mean, I don't think it was the association whether you were Jewish or Catholic, what religion it was. We just kids in the neighborhood. But
You know that the synagogue.
Well,
that-
Italians and Jewish people anyway, generally, they always say got along well together.
Oh
Yeah, yeah.
very similar
Yeah.
values and everything.
Yeah.
But the Beth Tefillah Synagogue on River
82
Street.
River Street.
River Street.
82 River. Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that should be a historic building. That's
Yeah,
really,
I'm sure it is.
You know,
Now there's another Jewish synagogue which is right near.
Bethel.
Berbri Shalom, maybe.
Well, Berith Shalom in Troy.
Yep.
But there's also on Hoosick Street, Bethel.
What about the one near Red Front, where Red Front Tavern is? I'm trying to remember the name
That's
of that.
Berbri Shalom, I think.
That's
Is it?
Berith Shalom.
Is it?
Yeah, downtown.
Yeah, Third.
That's
yeah,
very
Third- is that
historical.
Third Street?
It's Third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 150 years old, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's they're Reform.
Oh, okay.
And then the one on Hoosick Street's conservative, and Beth Tefillah on River Street is Orthodox.
Okay.
And then the Nassau Synagogue is unaffiliated with any branch of
Denomination.
Judaism. They're just
Yep.
they're non-denominational.
Right.
So
So, but just a revitalization of downtown Troy, does it help your job? I mean, collecting taxes? I mean, not collecting, but
Well,
the tax base goes up.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's what it's all about. Is the more people you bring into the city, the more people are spending money, the more money they're making. And now, as a matter of fact, they do this Friday night out in the downtown Troy area, and it's a big festive part where all the bars and all the taverns and restaurants are chock filled. It's people
Really?
back on the streets, and it's even in the wintertime they do it, and you'll see an array of people that are back downtown. They feel good about it.
Well, I think, it's interesting because, I mean, mate, we have everybody on the show here on the Jewish View from Albany, and we always talk about building up the riverfront. I mean, New York is tremendous. I mean, that also was down in the dumps,
Yep.
30, 40 years ago, and now it's the place to be.
Yeah.
And it's just built up, and it's so beautiful with
Well,
young people.
Well, you think about the mistakes that we made when you drive down 787 and you're driving along that river where it could be a beautiful location.
Condos,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
just
then,
like New York
and then you
City.
look on the other side, you look in Rensselaer County, and I think we made even worse mistakes.
What cement factory, you mean?
Oh my God, just everything that we have over there, whether it be the sand and gravel pits and just.
And that's people on waterfront always pay prime dollars
There's
for
Bruno Machinery, I see.
Bruno Machinery,
Is
yeah,
that,
yeah.
uh,
there's
related
everything.
to Joe Bruno?
King Fuels.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he is. No, I don't think he is.
I thought that's
King
why it
Fuels.
stayed, yeah.
But when they first talked, I don't know how long you lived in the area, but when they first talked about 787,
Yeah.
it was actually going to go through Little Italy. And there was a section where I grew up, and they bought everyone's home there, right behind, I don't know if you know DeFazio's, that's part
sure.
of that. Right behind there, there were homes that were up in that park area. They bought every home out because that's where 787 was going to be. It made much more sense moving in. The only bad part, we were taking away homes. They took everyone's home and they never put 787 there.
No, it went to the other side of the river.
That's right, went to the other side. But it was originally planned to go on our side.
Now, when they built the Empire State Plaza, they decimated a big Italian neighborhood.
That's right.
When they
That's
put
same
the
thing.
Empire State Plaza
Same
there.
thing.
You have a lot of frequently asked questions on your county clerk website
Okay.
that have nothing to do with your office.
Probably
like,
do.
how do I report a crime? How can I get a copy of a police report?
Well, I think that's what you said about the clerk. They think the clerk,
Mm-hmm.
they think of the county clerk as a city clerk, and a lot of that information is from the city clerk.
Now, the DBA, doing business under an assumed name,
Right.
that comes to you.
We do those. That's
Yeah,
right. That's
finally
correct.
I
Yeah,
picked
we
one.
do those.
Yeah.
We do those. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
why does someone need a DBA if they're incorporated or they're an LLC?
Well, they start off with the name, and actually to get to the bank. When you go to the bank, the first thing they're going to say is, we want to look at a copy of your DBA that you filed. That's the first thing they'll look for.
But incorporation papers do the same.
They do the same thing, but you still need a name to whether it's incorporated or as a DBA. A
I
DBA could be a partnership between two people or one individual.
So it stands for doing business as.
Right.
And you don't have to incorporate in order to have a DBA?
No, absolutely not.
So just if you want to open
You
up
can-
a
you can
lemonade stand,
you can come over
go
in
to-
tomorrow and
How much
pick
is a
up- pick
DBA?
$25.
That's it.
That's it. $4 for the certified copy, $25, and you're in business. And that's where you get people all the time. They come in, they're headed to the bank, and the first thing they do is they're coming in to start a DBA. How long they stay in that business, I'm not sure, but
Sure.
that's the start.
That's the start of it. So, you have, where do I obtain a birth certificate copy for someone born in New York City?
Well, that
Yeah,
and that probably is because of the DMV side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we started a little process that I actually do identification cards in our office. We do veterans cards. Well, we have a program in the county where a veteran can come in, and I'm sort of next gentleman.
Yeah.
You get a card, and it's guaranteed different amounts, different businesses within our county. They'll sign up, and they'll give you 10% off on a product if you bring in that card. And we got a little window sticker that they put in their window that they're supporting veterans.
And you need to be a Rensselaer County resident to get one of those.
You don't need to, you need to be a veteran. You don't need to be a Rensselaer. We do them for Rensselaer County residents, but you don't need to be.
Oh,
We
okay.
would do it for someone else.
You would, as long as they're a veteran.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Then it says, what is my responsibility as a dog owner? Do you
To
do
us,
anything?
No, absolutely no dog licensing or none.
Nothing like
no,
that?
absolutely none. We're
Okay.
not looking to do it either.
Do you do fishing and hunting licenses?
We used to.
Not anymore.
We got out of that business, and I'll tell you the reason we got out of that business. We made no money, and it was
Why?
just.
But is it all about the money?
It was like $1, and I mean, at the end, it's just a lot of process work to it. They went into computer system, and we had to have a direct line, and because at that time it wasn't
Landlines.
Landline. We had to have a landline hookup, and then on top of it, at the end, we weren't making anything. You get a couple people in, because normally they would either go to Kmart's, or I think Walmart still does them, and rarely would they come to us. So we decided that we eliminated that, but we're no longer doing that. I'm not sure, that might be a question on my, doesn't show on my site that we do them though, right?
It doesn't show, no, the
okay.
answer is that you don't do it, but the question is there, I just want people to know that if they have some offbeat question, they could still go to your website, even though
Yep.
it's not a county clerk question.
Right.
And they can
Well,
find answers
most
to
definitely.
just about any county, county duty
That's
that,
right.
they want to know about,
Yeah.
and that, you put this massive numbers of questions out there to refer people to the
Right.
proper way, like a sort of navigate them through the
Yep.
government system.
We get that all day long, people with telephone calls all day long. Can you tell me where I can get a copy of this, and it's just,
Because you have like,
That's not for you?
not for, because they go back to that clerk thing, they think the clerk is
so
responsible.
where does someone
for
get a county highway map? I could use one of those.
that. We used to issue them, as a matter of, they used to be the county executive used to process them and issue them.
So where do you get one of those?
We can get you one.
You can get me one?
Yeah, definitely,
All right.
I'll get you one.
Excellent.
Man, I'm the Jewish view over here.
I made a friend.
It's this I find fascinating. Is like, what do I need to bring when I go vote? Now, you would think that people, when they associate voting, they would think county board of elections,
Right.
but they think county clerk.
Yeah, for some reason they come back to us for everything, I know. And it's nothing other than, well, at this point, we're not even using identification, but to register to vote, you need identification.
Right. You register to vote. You enroll in a party. I've been
Yeah.
taught that. Okay, the difference between that. But you do pistol permits.
We do.
Now, did you have a problem with the SAFE Act?
Did I have a problem with it? I had a few
small-
issues.
small
Yeah, small,
problem?
yeah, a few issues.
Tell me, talk.
Well, what the governor did is he took a record out there that he secured the record on state level, and he allowed the records to be open on county level. First time that there's ever been a record that you can get on one level of government, you can't get on another. I think he tried to push it down to the clerks, and we kind of fought back on that. They come up with this opt-out form where you can decide if you don't want someone to know whether you have a pistol permit or your home address, you can opt out. In our county, I sealed all the records. No one can get their hands on them. They're not going to be able. The only thing is a court order or a judge should be able to look at them. But originally, it was open to the public. I mean, if you wanted to get a list of everybody that owned a pistol permit in Rensselaer County, you get a list of that.
Someone in the newspaper down, Mark, help me out, you're the reporter. That, they opened up all the records, they
Yeah.
printed up all the records.
Yeah, they put it online too of every.
You really? I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
and it gives you can't put a PO box on a pistol permit, so it's actually giving home address to it. So, I mean, if you wanted to look at that information, prior to us sealing those records, you could look at a complete list of everybody in Rensselaer County that has a pistol permit.
That's always a thing I just put in a Jewish perspective because obviously the Holocaust was 70 years ago.
Yep.
And one of the first things that the Nazis, Adolf Hitler, did was know that everybody has pistols, so they knocked on your door, let's have it.
Confiscate.
So confiscated. And
Yeah.
so even if the Jewish people are a little liberal and they don't have guns
Right.
and whatever, but on
Right.
the other hand, they're a little bit wary
Yeah.
that the government should know where everybody has a gun. I mean, it's the Second Amendment, you have a right.
You have a right to it, that's right.
So do you have a pistol permit?
I do not.
You do not?
I do have a rifle, but I don't have a pistol
Okay.
permit.
Yeah, rifles don't have, rifles can be sold over the counter,
That's right, that's
Yeah.
right. I've had a rifle for
Even
some
after
time.
the SAFE Act?
even after the SAFE Act.
But you think about when those two gentlemen escaped, well, I shouldn't even call them gentlemen, from the prison up north.
Yeah.
If you lived in a little log cabin out in the woods that was close by, I think you want to be armed. And it's, it's crazy to think that we're going to say to somebody that, police aren't always 3 minutes away if you lived in a downtown city.
Right.
You make a call and you live in Steventown, you're waiting a while for somebody to get out there. So you better be able to protect yourself. And that's, yeah. Yeah.
So were you upset that, I mean, I know Kathy Marchione, the senator who represents Rensselaer
Yep.
County, voted against the SAFE Act.
She did.
And it was like her first day on the job.
I know.
And it's
How
like,
great
but
that was.
were you applauding her for
Most
that
definitely,
vote?
most
so
definitely.
that's
yeah.
how you would have.
And I shouldn't say every aspect of it was bad, because the one thing I do like, and I bring this up, is the recertification process. Right now, you get a pistol permit, and I got your pistol permit on record, and you live 80 years, and you don't do anything on the pistol permit, I don't know whether you're still here or not. The recertification is going to be every 5 years. You have to recertify that you still live within the county and that you still
Is that
possess it.
anything to do with mental illness also? Because
That's
that's a
also-
big
that-
issue.
Yeah.
Because, I know that even, because I'm a counselor also as a rabbi, And that's always a little issue with the driver's license.
That's right.
You know, you get a driver's license 16, and here the guy's 90,
Yep, you still
and
have to
just
drive it.
send in your money, you know, every whatever it is, 8 years. And I dealt with a few people, and you know, the police I know do also. You know, 90 years old, they like, you know, they can't
Yep.
walk, let
Yeah,
alone
drive.
And it's, you're dangerous, you know,
Yeah,
you
no.
can hurt somebody, you know, and they don't want to give it up for
No,
anything.
no.
You know, it's very difficult for them to say, hey, I'm too old.
And that's really a family member's responsibility, because I think, and as a parent, I think my kids will know when they get in the car with me whether I should be on the road any longer or whether but the toughest thing to do is, once you give it up, you got to take the responsibility. Okay, he's got a doctor's appointment, he's got to go here, he's got to go to the market. Some people don't want to take that responsibility, so they use the cliche, well, he doesn't go that far. It's not a case how far you go, it's how bad you're driving, and that's,
I wanted to ask you about your hours for the county clerk's office, because
Yep.
it says from 9 to 5, or, let's say 9 to 5. And
Yep.
DMV has some
Crazy hours, yeah.
A little bit different. But why not any evening hours?
we're open on Thursday evening until 7 p.m.
Why don't you post them?
I think that's on there. That's on my site.
Look at the bottom.
Well, Mark's our investigative reporter around here, that's what I
I'm here
say.
to tell you.
I looked at our site, it says Thursday evening.
Well, there's one
What it-
part.
All right, well, everybody
9 to
knows
5.
now
I'm
that
here to
it's
tell
open
you.
till 7.
Yeah, it's actually not even 9 to 5, it's 8:30 we open.
Well, then I
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
look
yeah.
at your site again.
Yeah.
You can look at it, okay?
Yeah, but,
I'm here to help you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'll double check it, but I think it's, for some reason, it's on our regular site. I don't know whether you pulled it off, but that's not right.
Were you
Yeah.
ever head of the State Association of County Clerks?
I was never the head of association.
Never
for
the
association.
president.
No, I was, I did the DMV, I was the chairman of the DMV for a number of years.
Yeah, and you got some sort of award or something.
Yeah, recognized.
And did
by
you
the
get a
clerk.
Lifetime Achievement Award?
I did. I got a Lifetime Achievement Award. I got that a few years ago.
How unsettling is that?
Yeah,
When
lifetime.
you're still
I
in
know.
office and you're still
yeah.
alive.
I
and-
said I still like this job. It seems like you're trying to get rid of me. I'm still enjoying it. Lifetime achievement. It's one of those. You have to be there 10 years. So it's not a real long time. You only have to be there 10 years. And,
Okay.
if you're there 10 years, you're eligible for
I
it.
thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to go anywhere. Hopefully, that's what they gave it to me for.
You
but
still have a few terms left in you.
I still enjoy it. So I hope.
At 65, that's the new
Yeah,
40.
I know. I still. That's yeah. You bet your life it is. That's right. Yeah. No, it's been good. It has been good.
And how well do you get along with the other county clerks like Holly Tanner and
Good.
Bruce
Yeah.
Hidley?
Yeah,
and-
Bruce is a great guy.
Yeah.
New to the association, but a nice guy. And we're blessed. We have got a lot of talent in that County Clerks Association. And we do 3 meetings, conferences a year.
What are there, 62 counties?
62 counties, yeah. 62.
Yeah, but they don't all have county clerks, right?
No, they
Do
all have county clerks,
They
but
all
they're
have
not
county
all elected.
Right.
Some of the downstate county clerks are appointed lifetime appointments.
Really?
Yeah. Norm, we had one gentleman, Norm, had just retired. He was 90. He just retired in New York City. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a great guy too.
Well, he must have had good
But
deputies.
he did. That's right. Oh yeah. But a wealth of information. I mean, you talk to some of those guys. You lost.
I
one.
remember when.
Yeah, that's right. When we used to do it this way, you lost a great county clerk in this county, Tom Klingen.
Yeah.
Great guy. He was a real.
He's not dead yet.
No, I know that.
You,
No.
you said we
But
lost
he was,
him.
He lost me. He's no longer county clerk.
Yeah,
but he was a real leader of the association, and everybody. I always say that he was the premier county clerk.
Well,
because-
he comes from Cohoes, and so does his successor, Bruce Hidley, comes
That's
from
right,
Cohoes. So
that's right.
Cohoes is where the county clerks are
Covered,
born.
yeah. But we talk about ideas, and then it would go around the room with all county clerks, and then it would go to Tom for the final decision, and
yeah.
Tom would make the decision. Tom was good.
That's
He
good.
really was.
That's
A
good.
good
So
friend.
what did we not bring up that you'd like us to know about?
I think it's the county clerks really are just. It's all about customer service. I mean, if you put a call into the clerks, for most part will do whatever they can.
Did you ever have the itch to run for assembly or senate?
I have not. No, I'm in that comfort zone. You know, when you've been there that long, and
Right.
I really enjoy it. Like I said, we do
Like you said, Pat Cassell was the former
was-
county clerk,
that's
and he
right.
ran for the assembly.
He
and
ran for
won.
assembly, and then
So-
and then I stayed. But when Doreen Conley came in, she stayed 5 years. She was a Democrat,
Right.
and I stayed under her administration. And then she decided she didn't want to run again, and then that's why I decided to run. Yeah,
Keep it, yeah.
Yeah.
And what's your salary?
102.
102. No wonder you're staying.
Yeah,
You get a pay cut.
I stay for a little while. I guess.
You know,
Yeah.
you get a pay cut if you went anywhere else.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Well,
no.
well, we have to conclude now. It's beautiful talking to you, and you're doing such a great job. That's why you're unopposed all the time. Everybody must like you. But you know, when you say in Jewish, you should live till 120.
All right, I'll go
So
for that.
therefore, you know, keep on working, doing with a lot of success that you have, and do it with good health.
Much
Thank you,
continued
Rabbi.
success, yes.
Thank you.